During the time I was in San Francisco, I finally decided to give street photography a go. Street photography is something that is definitely out of my comfort zone, which is why it is always out of my interest. And I finally decided to do it in San Francisco simply because I thought that San Francisco is a bigger city. It has more people, so definitely it will have more compelling scenes to it. And that's where I just wanted to do it. Not that my hometown does not have any compelling scenes to it, but I just rather do it there. I mean, why not? So I also wanted to touch base on the gear that I have used. So I basically shot these photographs on Ilford HP5. And I used my film point and shoot camera, the Contax T2. It is rather unusual to use a film point and shoot camera for taking street photographs, but I decided to use this anyway because one, when I went to travel, I decided to only just travel light, so I decided to bring 135mm camera, which is this. I wanted to bring something compact with a very sharp lens, and Contax T2 is known for having such a very sharp lens. And third, I wanted to bring something that is limited in a way that I'm stuck with whatever gear that I have. My goal is to make good photographs or even great photographs with whatever gear I have. Bringing so many gears on me is an issue because half of the time I am more thinking about switching gears and thinking which gear should I be using, and half of that time I also lose the chance of actually taking and making good photographs, which I don't like to happen in this trip. And that's exactly why the reason I chose to use this Contax T2 for this street photography. After getting my results back, I'd say that the strengths of this camera is one, definitely compact, very reliable, and definitely sharp. It did live up to my expectations. Also, the autofocus ability that this camera has is definitely an added feature that I am happy to have while I was shooting those photographs. But I also must say that some of the photographs were blurry because the autofocus was not able to keep up, because the nature of street photography is very fast-paced, and even before the autofocus system is able to focus, the photo would have been taken already, and that I could attribute to user error, I would say. But normally street photography has that kind of element to it anyway, which is having blurry photographs, like I said, because of the nature of it. I do want to say that these strengths of the camera actually worked for my end because one, I know the camera very well, and that's one of the reasons why I brought it, is because I know that I will be able to make good photographs with it because I know the ins and outs of the camera, and I will be able to rely on it when I need to, and that's a great thing. Also, I want to touch base on the negative aspects of having this camera as a street photography camera, that is being stuck in automatic mode. The entire time I was doing street photography with this camera, I was doing aperture priority, so I set my camera down to f8 and away I went shooting. So the only problem with that is if the light scene is very poor or very bright, the issue with that is I am stuck with whatever automatic mode the camera has, and I do not have any manual options to actually tweak my aperture and my shutter speed. But the thing is, when I was shooting, I never had such an issue, simply because if it was way too bright, since I was shooting during the day, I would just, stop it down to f16 and I was able to get away with it. So I really don't think that those negative aspects really impacted the photos that I have made during the time I was shooting these street photographs. So overall, my experience doing street photography with this camera and for the first time was very amazing, very positive. And after getting my scans back, I was very pleased, not just on the creative aspect of the photograph. What I was very pleased in was the story that these photographs contained. It definitely has that compelling story to them because of how unstaged, raw, and so real these photographs were when they were taken. Unlike with the photographs that I have made before, the photographs I made before were just conventional and kind of typical, where I would be focused on the creative aspect of the lighting, the colors, and all that stuff. And while on this one, I am more focused on the scene itself. So I was focused more on telling the story when taking the photograph. And that's really powerful to me because I never thought I was going to be able to make photographs like that. And that's such a first time for me. And I'm amazed. I'm amazed that I was able to actually accomplish that. And that being said, I really like that because I wanted to be able to tell better stories as a photographer. And that is something that I need to be able to do in the long run. And being able to do that in these photographs, I would have to say it's definitely a good start. And definitely I will be doing more street photography because I never thought it was so much fun. And I would have to say when I was actually taking photographs, I was actually getting carried away when I was shooting, and that's definitely a good thing, which means I was enjoying what I was doing. So that being said, yeah, I will definitely be shooting more street photography. Will I still be shooting with my Contax T2? Definitely. Also, I wanted to say that I did shoot 2 rolls of Ilford HP5. The photographs that you have seen are the first batch of those photographs, and the second batch, I will definitely make a separate video on that, simply because I just do not want to drag this video way too long. And out of all the photos that I've made on the first batch, here are my most favorite photographs. So basically that's it for this video. I hope you picked something up, and I hope I did inspire some of you guys there to actually shoot street photography or whatever type of photography out there is with whatever gear that you have. And also, if you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up as it helps the channel a lot. Also, if you're new here, thank you for dropping by and consider subscribing for more amazing video in the future. Also, you can check out my work on Instagram at analogville and at Erwin Alejo. I will definitely put the links on the description down below for those 2 accounts. And until next time, peace.